So guys, as we last discussed in the last webinar, how you can add questions, and also this will be more around like if you have added questions, how you can go and create custom tests. So before creating custom test, what we would like to show you is uh, a quick recap, like how to build course structure and its importance. So that's the first step to build any course. Okay, and different stages of building course is all we discussed. Adding variety of resource materials using AI, how you can add questions using visual intelligence engine, adding variety of question types with AI assistance, and their classification and characterization. And lately we have also updated our rubric as well, so you can add an open-ended question with multiple sub questions, like how it's used in FRQs in AP exams or ACTs. You can add multiple sub questions as well. So today's we are going to focus on.
If we didn't attend the first two sessions, where can we see the recording?
We would have sent you, Usha, but I guess Amit is here, so he's working on a common portal where all the webinar recordings will be there and the documentation. We'll share with you right after this meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So today we are going to focus on how to build a structured custom test. Like what are the stages to build a custom test? Uh, how you can utilize custom test in your courses. Journeys is what we released recently again. Journeys can help you build a custom program or package for your kids. So you don't need to go and assign each test manually. A journey, when assigned to a kid, will all allocate all the resources or tests which are there within. Or if you want to add that in future as well, that will start reflecting to the kids. And also the monetization that we recently launched, that if you have built a courses, a product, you can monetize on that product as well. Like you can enable billing and sell through your portal. And again, we'll talk about like how you can grade using your AI avatar for open-ended questions. What are custom tests basically? That's the first question a lot of people ask me when we launch this feature. So custom test can help you build any structured test, long structure to a short structure. Okay, having multiple sections over there and multiple modules, which can help you enable or launch even a test like digital SAT, which has a module adaptive test. Okay, so a few examples are like custom test can be used for time test, like you get option to have a auto submission timer, okay, for each section and overall as well. Okay, any full length test or sectional tests as well under your student portal. Also, like you guys can go and build a digital version of SAT part paper test, which is coming around. So you can just add questions and make it digital as well, so that kids can experience it the way it should be. So that can be a good value addition in your organization as well. Now, if you look into the screen, these are the elements of a custom test. So a custom test can have its overall instruction right before the test being started, and also at a section level instruction as well. So many sections, think of each section testing an entire subject or field. Like for example, math, reading, writing, or say for example, AP's no calculator section with calculator section. Each section can have at this point maximum of 2 modules, because anyways one module is enough. But if that section is module adaptive, the next section is dependent upon the performance in module 1, so you can choose to have second module as well. Okay, and you can define timing, difficulty, question count, all you can see, access to calculator, etc., can all be under your control. And definitely access to calculator here means Desmos one. Okay, and once you have defined the structure of the test, you can proceed with adding questions, which again, whatever number of questions you decided to add overall, that shows you that, okay, you have to add 20 questions. And you have all sort of filters over here to help you choose what topic or what difficulty type you want to add questions from. Okay, and once this is added, also, what are the upcoming features that we are coming up with is, like you can define your own metrics for a test like GPA, percentile, like even if you're building your own SAT or AP courses, we are working on that, where you can define your own metric so that a kid scored 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 based on that structure. At present, we by default provide the time efficiency analysis, accuracy analysis, and mastery score analysis. And also, definitely, they can go and review the test as well, what they have done right, wrong, and how much time they have taken per question. Any questions or doubts until now, guys? So once the tests are created, you can go and manually assign to a single student or a group of students with the start date and end date, and you can choose the time zone as well. And assigning test feature is only there for the pro account, which is like you have to purchase from us through the product itself. So here we make money. Here we are talking about dollars. Okay, so only the pro student account will be getting all the test or resources access. Else, another way to do that is you add this test as a part of journey. So a student who got a journey access will automatically get any of the tests that you created and added that in a journey. And journey is definitely we are going to talk more about in the next webinar, how to create a journey. But as of today, that's we want to keep that in mind that the journeys can enable you to build a structured list of resources, tests. We are coming up with spaces where videos, interactive videos, and PDFs can be added. Okay, so that can be used to assign resources and tests at once to all your students. And once test is assigned, this is how the user portal or your, in your case, student portal looks like. Okay, so they can see there is an upcoming custom test which is named as DSAT Hard Math Sectional Test, which is due by this date, and they can start the test. And the UI will be same as I will not say same; it's similar to Blue Book, more or less close to congruent. Okay, we have also updated MCQ question type UI. So now MCQ question type comes in the center as it's there in the Blue Book. Once a test is completed, as we you know our standard analytics, they will see all the time accuracy and mastery score analysis, and they can review the test as well. Also, in your admin dashboard, currently we are working on revamping the entire admin dashboard because we initially started with digital SAT. So a lot of cards are very specific to digital SAT. But as of today, anybody who took a custom test or a practice test, you can see who will have taken and you can view the analytics. So it is not stopping you to look into the student activity, but as we strive to have a better product experience overall, so definitely we are working on a revamped dashboard view, which can serve for n different courses that we have launched. Utilizing custom tests, right? So basically, that's what is you can directly assign them this test to from the custom test tab as well as we have shown earlier. You can also create a journey like this where you can just go and add this custom test or a practice test, and by default, this will be assigned to the student. And why we call it journey again, think of what you're doing here is giving our AI a blueprint to work with. Very soon, based on students' mastery, our AI will identify daily tasks for him to work on a rapidly scale his mastery like Duolingo, right? So eventually, we already their old way of LMS was to assign everything, but what we are going to do differently over here in a journey, that we know what a kid is doing, how much time he or she is spending, okay, what currently mastery score they are sitting at. And based on their current overall understanding and their mastery level, we can have a recommended practice the way we have in Duolingo. So hence, we call this as journey because everybody has a different learning journey and curve journey. So why to go a certain path for each student? Each student can have their own journey, personalized journey, I would say. And once a journey is created, you can monetize it by making a product so that as just you want to sell this a product, you can sell that product. And currently, this is our invite only feature. So you guys can apply over there. We can have a one-to-one discussion separately. Now, the last question is when a custom tests are created, there is a type of question which is open-ended or a free response question type. So that enables you to enables the student to take it digitally, so they can type the answer as well. And when it comes to exams like mathematics or calculus, where they have to write it, so they can write and upload the snapshot or screenshot in that question itself. Even Blue Book is not providing that. It is only providing for exams like psychology, etc. But currently, we have gone ahead that and pioneered uh, where a student can just upload a screenshot and we can even grade that based on the rubric that you decided. And we again help you to create your own rubric using our AI engine. So definitely we have time as well. I will walk you through this live, but giving a rough idea what's this webinar is all about. So you can go to rubric generator, upload a reference material if you have given by that exam body or you have. Our system designed this, and once you save that, this is how it's going to look like, where you can go and make some changes if you need. Okay, and there are certain terms that we're using that you can just chat with Vega and provide a PDF that contains the course standard to build rubric. We have a criteria over here. You can see criterion. So all rubrics are built with a total weight of 100. Okay, wherein we have multiple criteria whose sum should be 100. Like you can see 30 over here, 40 for approach and strategy. And descriptors are a guide within the criteria that tells AI what that if solution has this description, then assign that much weight out of total criteria weight. Somebody who solved it absolutely 100% correctly will get 30% out of 30% over here. And when you're creating a test, then you can give an absolute
Just let me go
value.
back. Let me go back. I think this is important thing. Let's not rush it. Okay. I guess this is something new that we are just kind of like putting it in production. And I don't know. Few thing that people may want to kind of understand is uh, grading. Yeah, you can do question by question as well, but the way we are thinking about it, that you basically build one upfront rubric and can utilize it at multiple places. You don't need to define rubric for every question by question, but you kind of do it front in one go, and then you can attach that rubric with multiple questions or multiple tests in one go. And the idea behind rubric, as Piyush was saying, like basically any question will be graded based on this rubric out of 100. But then when you are using this rubric, you will define how many marks you want for that question in that test. And then we will recalculate, like, okay, if it was out of 100, let's say 50, and you assign 10 marks for this, then that means, the student gets like just 5 marks out of it. That's one part. But rubrics, as again Piyush was saying, like we basically have broken it down into two things. What are the upfront criterias? So how you are breaking in, and what verticals you are giving them, grade, as well as, like, within those criterias, what description, like how much, how their solution is looking like, and what our AI should do. Like, like the blue screenshot is like, maybe when Piyush, can you just maybe screen big, make it bigger just so we can see. So it's like a rough idea, right? Like, okay, if they have not even understood the problem at all, like give 0% out of the total weight. But if misunderstand key concepts, maybe 25%. So it just kind of builds like, okay, how much out of this criteria I'm going to give him based on how much work he has done in that solution. If that part is clear. So that's how we are thinking about it. And once this rubric is built, you can save it, and you will see in the next screen, you can attach this rubric to multiple tests. You can attach it to multiple questions and all those things. And while you are building the same custom test that Piyush was talking about, you can actually define which rubric to be used for grading and how much marks that question will carry in that test. And the idea, again, I mean, and maybe we can get a feedback here as well. I mean, instead of building question by question rubric, we thought a better idea will be that we align the rubric with the standards of a test or standards of a curriculum, and basically build a front rubric, and then that can be attached at multiple places.
Usually it varies, Kushal, right? Based upon your different types of an AP, the rubric definitely would vary, right?
Yeah, no, the different APs will definitely have different rubrics. Like, so like AP, say AP calculus will have a very different rubric than AP computer science, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we are envisioning. But like, say one AP will have one rubric, so you can build as many rubrics as you want. But within a particular test or curriculum, we envision that there will like even though the questions are different, we can apply the same criteria to grade it.
Yeah,
In
I
a
mean, we have to really see how it works, how the grading is coming out to be, because a lot of times the teachers are very particular, looking at certain specific keywords in each of the question that the students are writing, right? And then based upon that, the points would be so. Um, yeah, and especially for AP related ones, right? So
Yeah, I mean, and so again, we have given the flexibility. You can define on a question by question basis as well, but that just makes your life very tough, because then you have to kind of remember the what rubric that you built, and then kind of attach it to that question, versus kind of keeping it a very generic level, and kind of looking at maybe step by step definition, and kind of providing more uh, better descriptions of those descriptors. That okay, if user has called all the contextual things that this questions ask about, then give him 50% or 25%. So in that case, our AI will understand that okay, this question was about differentiation and not integration, while user has just gone and dumped tons of information about integration. So I should not give him anything because it's out of context.
yeah, I mean, having a two levels is definitely good, right? Like, one is on a higher level, the other one is on a question level. If anybody wants to have a question level,
Yeah, but we
they-
have given both the flexibility. Yes, you can do it
yeah,
both ways.
that's good. That's good.
But Kushal, correct me. There's when these educators or companies add a solution on this question, so we also refer that as well.
Yes, we refer the question exactly. So the other idea behind the open-ended question is that we will really want you guys to add your own solution the way you want, like at least like an ideal solution. Again, these open-ended questions can go in a lot of different ways, right? Student can solve different ways as well, and we just want you to give a possible solution, not the possible solution. And then what we are doing is that we are showing that solution as well that you provided to us, to our AI, and giving it the rubric as well. So we are saying like, hey, this is a possible solution, how it should be solved, and see how far along student went in solving that question, and did he, based on the rubric that we have defined, where we should grade him, again based on the descriptors within the criterias. And so far, I mean, we have been testing it out and looks good enough. Not good enough, I would say, like this. It works pretty cool. But again, I guess we will hear a lot more feedback from you guys in coming days, and that will help us on definitely, ironing out the kinks on these open-ended questions. So uh, again, if your solution calls out certain point that user should definitely be knowing about this, we will keep that in mind while grading.
Yeah, pretty much majority of like all the FRQs are publicly available, right? Year over year, AP publisher, I mean, College Board publishes the FRQ questions. Just by
Yes.
testing that, you'll really get a better
Yeah,
clarity.
and this is actually an FRQ question that we tested, that what Piyush is showing, like, this was actually one of the publicly available question. This is an open-ended question with 3 parts, and different topics as well within each of the topics. And we added it and graded it. So you can see also, I think, in the next screen. Oh, no, that's not the same question, uh, but again, a different question where more complex image was there in the question itself. And and that and then user was asked to calculate the area under the shaded region, and he has actually just attached images of his work, because again, it's more complex integral and whatnot. And our AI understood those. So basically, we are calling it the visual intelligence engine that we have built. And we are again very proud, because we see continuously that our engine is working even better than OpenAI's visual engine on our own custom tunings. So this was able to understand, it was able to understand our rubric as well, and was able to kind of give a really uh, like perfect. The solution was almost good. User just made minor mistake, which we did purposefully as well, to see how our rubric works. And again, Piyush, can you maybe make it a little bigger? based on the rubric, it is also, so this is a rubric where we used a question wise rubric. So the question itself had a rubric like, okay, they should know integral with k value and integrand and answer. So this is a question specific rubric. Uh, and our AI not just grades, but also tells like why it graded. So it also gives an explanation on like why it thinks users should get only 30 out of 40 or 30 out of 30 because of whatever was. So that layer we have built, which we are calling AI explainability, that AI is explaining its own actions. And again, in future, there are few things that we will add. One will be that students can challenge these grades by AI, and in those cases, you can override the AI driven AI grading. And obviously, again, chances of cheating can be very high. Uh, so, like, kind of coming up with some anti-cheating technologies as well. Those will be couple other things that we will roll out in near future.
So quickly, I guess we do have some time. So why not we go directly on the product and show you guys
I
this
have
one?
one quick question, Kushal, Piyush. Do you guys have an existing question bank for the publicly available questions that we can just select instead of everybody is like, uploading the questions into the portal?
You mean for other APs?
Yeah, other APs or like there are again multiple questions would be there in the public one, right? So I'm just like asking.
I mean, no. So I mean, we can do it, but that's not the focus at this point. Like the team is very focused on building a lot of like. I mean, again, you guys can see like there's a lot of crazy technologies that we are like coming up with, and kind of integrating everything together, right? So it could be done, but I think again, I don't know if Usha, you were there the last time. Piyush, maybe we can go through again the extraction engine.
Yeah.
We have made it
I
very,
really missed the last two, and I'm sorry about that. Like so,
yes.
So
So
I'm
we have
going to
made it
catch up on what you guys
very,
have done.
yeah, maybe can you share? So we have made it very easy to kind of bring in some of these publicly available or like other questions that maybe you have built as well over time. Again, we are, as I said, we are very proud of our visual intelligence engine because our visual intelligence engine can actually even understand handwritten notes and a lot of other things. And we have been seeing its accuracy being even higher than just OpenAI's image analysis engine. So those things are definitely there. So and you can use the same. So we are basically in the background using that same engine everywhere
Oh,
where
no,
we.
sorry. Piyush, can you go back and do it again, please?
quickly, I went to add question, went to extract from image PDF and added a image. So this image,
So you got to sit and do one by one image, right?
but it's very easy. So we just uploaded this question which had a graph. There's a lot of symbols in LaTeX equation
But Piyush,
solutions.
can you maybe do an open-ended?
Yeah,
Oh, but
that also. So this is
yeah.
an MCQ question. Extracted the question, handled the image as well all the LaTeX coding over here. Okay. Entered and placed the question in the question box, option in the option box, solution as well. Classified this as what subject and topic this is from. Okay. Click on preview and save. And this something.
Yeah, that image would have rendered. I mean, looks like something has happened, but it will take this image as well, understand everything. It will snip the correct portion if your document has images as well. Currently, it will be question by question, but we will build like a bulk upload feature as well. It's just like it's more nuanced and it cannot be done in runtime. Because behind the scene we are doing a lot of stuff. We are not only using our visual engine to understand what is there in the document. We are also finding a solution for the image to kind of classifying this image and classifying the questions and all those, and characterizing whether it's difficult, what difficulty score, and all those things. So there's a lot of things that is happening under the hood for a single question. Just so that, when a student responds to these questions, we can actually start to build their knowledge graph in the background. And that's why the thing that we called out, the journeys, so that eventually we can really just kind of build their own like AI driven journey, because we will understand where their mastery lies and how much more mastery they have to kind of build in that course to kind of be successful in a particular given test. So very much what we are trying to do here is build a Duolingo, or give you guys a power to build your own Duolingo in the areas of your expertise. Right. And very soon, by building some of these assets, you will be able to uh, just let our AI eventually run the whole course by itself.
Even for an open-ended question like this, say a single question. Let me first start with that. So it created the question, what topic this is from, and whatever solution you add will come over here. But this is how it extracted the question. If I go and upload something like this, again, whatever, if AI is not able to do correctly, there's option to edit and make it work. But we are working towards like truly making this experience wonderful. We just upload the things, and close to 99% of the job is automatically done. We would not say 100%, not even it all says that. I'll keep that 1% technological error. Okay. So if you go and preview this, so if you want to upload image over here, you can just go and upload the image. Right from here, stop. I guess I've taken that. And we can preview and save this. Okay. So now this question, a single question with three sub questions, like how it comes in APs, can be handled. And once you save, I guess there's some bug. We'll definitely fix that. I guess there was no solution. That's why I tried solution. So same thing you can do with solution. You can upload the solution, and we are working on extracting that solution as well. But I
So
guess
will the system automatically identify the solution just in case if we have only the questions?
yeah.
Those things?
But AI also does take the
If
solution.
the solution was there in the PDF that you uploaded, we will identify and we will put it in the right box. But if there was no solution, we are working on in a way very similar. You can just dump the solution PDF, and we will extract out all the relevant information and just do all the LaTeX writing and everything, so that the solution appears there. And that becomes kind of the blueprint for like AI to even grade these open-ended questions in the future.
But Usha, we also handle this, by the way. But open-ended, we have just refrained from doing so because there's a lot of complexities or difficulties. But if a question which is MCQ kind of question and doesn't have solution. So for example, I uploaded this question. Okay, there's a question and 4 options, no correct option and solution. I guess we need to do that for MCQ type. This is an MCQ question. Go and add a question MCQ.
Hey, Joel.
Hey, I was just wondering if there's a possibility for your AI to automatically like come up with the answer. For example, if we don't have a solutions sheet, is there a possibility where the AI can come up with an answer?
That's what we are showing.
We can, and
So
we actually originally built it that way, but then
can you see
the feedback that we got from early customers that we actually rolled it out and kind of provided this. So in MCQ we do that by default, but in these open-ended,
so
what we realized is that the solutions are sometimes very long, and they wanted to have a very detailed solution, like 2 pages, 3 pages long solution. And in those cases, obviously AI is not doing that good of a job. So what we have actually done is like decoupled this step. But very soon what you will see there is like, there will be either a button that generates solution using our AI, or just dump the solution PDF so that we can extract out all the information from these long PDFs, these long solution PDFs that you want.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. So
as
so
you can
that
see over here, it only we provided the question and 4 options. Our AI went to definitely handled the LaTeX coding as well and mark the correct option. You can see the solution as well, which is absolutely correct. And also not just this, what overall subject this belongs to, what are the topic and what are concept being checked, like chain rule, trigonometric differentiation, right? And give it a difficulty and a difficulty score as well. If you want to make some edit, you are free to do so. But that's how we ended up even generating solution for you. And once a question is saved, you are free to go and generate a similar question, up to 3 similar questions from a single source of question. And the current limitation of this is we cannot generate a question with images, but questions like this can generate singular questions as well. And my team has shared the videos as well. We'll be sharing with you at the end of the call, okay? Where we discuss more about how to add these questions and even solutions are being generated. So Usha and Joe, hope your answers got question got
Yeah, that
answered.
is good.
No, and even for open-ended, we can generate solution. It's just our early experience has been that people want much lengthier solutions. Anyways, Piyush, we can go back to the practice test. Uh,
Custom test.
uh, Custom test. So we have something called practice test as well. The idea of practice test, like the way we imagine it, is like these are like small, like few questions just to kind of test out a topic. Like these are kind of like homeworks or like assignments that you want to give. We were actually wanting to call custom test structured test. Maybe we'll rename it a structured test, because the idea behind these tests are that they're very structured. They can be very lengthy. They can be for, like, as Piyush said, like timed test for few hours to, like they are definitely lengthier. There are more sections and modules and adaptiveness and digital calculators and all these kind of stuff. So they're definitely more, and this is kind of to primarily build your own version of AP calculus, or
I was about to say, just call it as my test. That's it. Right? Like owned by me.
yeah, these are your tests. So these are basically kind of you building out, like, so the way we are building the whole VEGA AI is that we showed you guys like how digital SAT could be built. But for these other kind of standardized tests, we are giving you guys the tool that we use to build digital SAT. So we are slowly rolling out behind the curtain tools that we were using to kind of, for you guys to kind of use and build in your areas as such. And so far, like, the tests have been fine. I mean, we already know a couple of our, not couple, like the early users, that early clients that we gave, like they pretty much built AP, the entire APs, course curriculums, and they've been pretty successful. In kind of migrating a lot of questions to kind of generating solutions and everything. But I think what Piyush is doing, as we said, like, you can have an overall instructions, you can have section-wise instructions, very similar to how you see in say digital SAT or like AP exams, right? Like different sections have their own instructions as such. So you can just copy paste those instructions here. You can actually define that this section is going to be adaptive, and as we said, like, because if there are adaptive, we are currently only handling 2 modules in those cases. And very soon you will also see a criteria based on which you can actually define, when to switch between the modules. Like, what performance in module A will lead to what variation of the second module. And once you've defined some of these basic things, so like say Piyush is defining that this test will be for 20 minutes, only 3 questions. There will be no access to digital calculator or like basically Desmos, or like there will be access to Desmos calculator. And once he has built an overall architecture of how this test is going to look like, the system is going to ask him to add module by modules questions to this test. So this view literally brings up all the question, from your question database or your question bank. Again, the one that we were discussing, like all the questions that you are extracting and just dumping image or PDF, they're all basically making your question bank. And once you've done it, you can just kind of, you can start utilizing those questions in a custom test.
Kushal, I have one quick question. So if I want to be selecting 10 questions, I want to be printing it and give it as a paper so that they can practice in the class instead of everybody having their laptops. Is that a possibility?
As in a class, I mean, just a printout, no. So like basically you're thinking like just take it out as a printout and just let them take
Yeah, we
it.
just don't want everybody to be accessing their systems, and we just want to be like, selecting the questions and then printing it out. Like make it like a proper PDF and like, giving it to them in the class itself, right? So I know you don't have it right now. So the question is that a possibility of doing it in the future?
I mean, there's always a possibility. The information loss that we are going to have there is that, then our system is not grading those tests. And so we will not be able to build all the analytics that we typically show you. So all the, like, the question by question analysis or the mastery analysis on different topics. And again, as we are talking, eventually it will behave very much like Duolingo, where if our system is already seeing that they are not able to solve derivative type of questions, then it understands that their mastery is very low in it and they should practice more of those questions. So the system itself will build new tests for them and just assign it to them. Like whenever they will open, they will see, like, for today, you should do this, and this is a new test that has been given to you because your mastery is low on those things. And again, it's not just based on mastery, it's also based on the weightage of the topic as well. And that's why when you are building a course structure, we are asking you for weightage of different topics, because eventually how the recommendation engine is going to work is that it will look for the weightage of different topics. And if certain topic has a very high weightage, but the student is having very low mastery, our system is just going to start, telling him like, you need to practice more on these things. So the vision that with which we are building some of these building blocks is that, AI will kind of take over this kind of practice and like, what they should practice and all those things, like kind of completely out of, in a way, your day-to-day job. And then kind of, help you guys kind of just focus on teaching and like understanding where they are and maybe give them additional support on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
It can be done. I mean,
the reason why I was asking, right? Like, how much of a cheating happens when they are in the computer. That is the primary.
But that's what we're saying. Like, so we will be building a lot of like anti-cheating things. Like they cannot go and like paste something from like say Chat GPT or like, I mean, anything that if they paste will be blocked. Like we are already thinking of certain technologies that they will, that will immediately flag that this looks like that they have cheated.
Okay.
Dosha, actually, the thing
even
is,
run like things like similarity scores of their answers, like even look into like, oh, Usha and Joel had very similar answer. We can run some sort of something called similarity, even though you guys have made some words changes, some sentence changes here and there. But let's say like 70% of your answer is very similar. We can even flag these kind of similarity search, we can do similarity search in the background of our answers and flag these kind of issues as well. So as we roll out open-ended, we are already thinking around some of those things as well. But again, if students want to cheat, they will still cheat. We can, I guess it's their own interest.
Becoming too much because kids are becoming dumb these days. Everything that goes into open AI.
But actually, Usha, if you see the other way, as soon as if some person is taking up the test, it goes in full screen mode. So I don't think so they'll be able to cheat as well. I mean,
They
they
have, I'm
cannot.
telling you, they have their phone, right? They just like take a snapshot,
Oh, okay,
like photo
that
math.
way.
Just go into
Okay,
photo
got
math,
it.
a snapshot of it, immediately they know the answer, right? Within a fraction of a second.
See, definitely, everybody wants to have a very perfect. Even we want to have a digital platform. We want to capture all the data. But I totally empathize Usha as well, because Usha is running a physical center in United States,
Oh, okay,
and
okay.
and then there is a purpose of calling the kids over there in the office if everything is there on the digital. So, Usha, see, nothing is impossible, and that technology what you're talking about is already solved in the future, past. So totally, we can think of that like some test if you want, which is there for the in-house or in-person kind of testing. That should be
Yeah,
up in.
even ACT, right? Like, that's what it's happening. ACT is not going to go with fully digital. They are going to have both paper version and the digital version, right? And majority of the students are like, focusing towards paper version instead of digital version.
Yeah. No, no. So totally, we acknowledge that, Usha, and definitely we can discuss that internally and we'll revert to you. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
no.
no, the only thing I can say, I mean, it's not a technology problem. It's just like, yes, like we will not be able to grade and build scores and all the metrics that we are talking about.
Yeah.
Then it goes back to the same manual work that like an educator will have to do. I guess what we are trying to build here with AI is that what if we take away all these manual repetitive tasks away from educator plates so that they can more focus on guiding students. That's basically our purpose.
Mhm.
If these things are automated away, then they don't need to work on this, right? And they already see a lot of analytics. They can understand. Very soon we will actually build recommendation here as well, so that you also see like, okay, our system is already flagging that these students are really lagging behind. You should do this something about it. So and all that can be built because we are actually seeing how they're performing in these tests. So if you say take a PDF and like then give it, then our system is completely blindsided in those cases, right? So then those information is not flowing into our system.
No,
But
I agree. I agree. Yeah.
but but for that we are coming up with something called spaces. Okay, where you can upload your PDFs as well. Okay, and kids can go and whatsoever, I guess, download feature should be there or not. I guess it's there, right? So they can download and do so. So over there you can handle this kind of features. So not just PDF, we make any uh, content which is in a PDF, textual or a visual, interactive, like flashcards are auto-generated based on the PDF. So you can use it for sharing resources or class recording or concept sharing. I guess Heather keeps on making a lot of videos. So you can just come and upload over here her YouTube thing, like basically the content. Just paste the YouTube link, and we will give the summary as well as a lot of things will come. But I guess this is a feature in development. Once this is fully tested and live, we'll definitely let you guys know. But nevertheless, since we have not, I guess, 9 minutes more left, so the agenda was like how to create a custom test and even open-ended. So I added the question and selected the rubric. Different rubric, as Usha, you also asking, like you can choose different rubric as well per question. Given a point, absolute point, what I want to grade on. Okay, update this. Having done this, we created a diagnostic test for AP calculus. Now I want to assign this to a particular student. Okay, for example, Piyush is one such student. Okay,
And you can assign it to a batch as well,
yeah, yeah,
or multiple batches as well. So like again, we have built these flexibilities that it should be as easy as possible for you guys to assign it to multiple people at the same time. And the idea behind journey, I mean, we very briefly touched upon, but yeah, like that question, that test is now appearing in Piyush's user portal or student portal side, and he can start that test because it's already in the range of the start date, and all the test instructions that you would have written would come in there. So it has entered in full screen, but yes, I mean, yeah, Usha, as you said, like they can take a screenshot and do or whatever, but that can be done anywhere. maybe, maybe, maybe the idea there is like like have them submit their phones to you before they set on this systems.
No, it's a good work, Piyush and Kushal. It's really a lot of work had gone in.
So we can upload the answer. Like I'm just using GPT to answer that because I'm out of touch of mathematics. But anyways, I'd love to solve this again. Definitely, I'll be able to solve that. But nevertheless, like
One of the thing which I realized it, Kushal and Piyush, like when we were trying to generate question, right, a similar question, it wasn't giving the questions with the image.
Images is still an issue because image is much harder thing to crack. That's still a limitation. We have some ideas, but we haven't worked towards that yet.
Okay, because it was giving all the questions like similar
It will always still be
plain text
text-based.
questions.
Yeah, like so image-based questions are still a limitations of our engine. It is, and I think we write it as well in our limitations. So, but yeah, maybe in future we will work towards it to generate.
Especially like math, graph, and those kind of questions, right? So, it's hard without that.
Yeah.
So like now that Piyush has given this test, there were some looks like MCQ as well, and was there? Yeah, so now there is MCQ as well. There are open-ended question as well in the same test, very much similar to AP Calculus, let's say, right? And since Piyush actually,
so basically you can see whatever student has uploaded, or students can also see as an answer. Okay. And what is the solution that we looked up to, and what are the different points criteria the student is being graded upon. Okay. Also,
now
here
Piyush has used a good rubric there, because his rubric asked for integrals and all those things, while this was a differentiation question. So again, our system gave the grade that it gave, right? But if you had used a good rubric to grade it, it would have given you very good, but it did very well, like rate of change analysis, because the question was asking for rate of change. Student was right there. It gave 25 out of 25 there, but rest of the rubric were out of touch with this question. So obviously it gave 0 because those things don't exist.
Yeah. And by the way, sorry guys, meanwhile, we forgot to show you how to create a rubric. So what we did was just come to a particular course. We'll try to make a UI much better over here, and as well as, since you can see we are in AP Calculus AB, we'll try to show in text as well, like welcome to rubric generator for AP Calculus AB. So I can say AP Calculus AB FRQs. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm uploading this. Basically, this is just a rubric from the college board itself. Okay. So the next step, it will ask me that do we have any reference thing, or you want to do from scratch?
But if you don't have anything, you can just say that, like, this is my question and generate a rubric for this question. Or you can even ask it like, hey, I don't have anything here. Can you build something from scratch but very generic, which does like step-by-step grading or something like that, right? And so it will try and create very generic, say, step-by-step grading or whatever you have in your mind, right? Like I want to give more weightage to how students are approaching the problem, and maybe if they're so like you can do all sorts of things. Let's say Piyush has this.
Basically, for question one in FR, basically FRQ of AP Calc. So this is how it gave point. I just uploaded this. Okay. So to understand, okay, what is being asked in A, B, C, D. Okay. And what are the points? Just uploaded that time. So to go read it, what is there in the system, and we'll try to create a generic and uniform rubric according to the weightage.
I have 3 minutes left, like I gotta drop off.
Yeah, yeah,
I
no,
think this step will take a little bit time, but because it again the PDF itself is not an easy one. It
yeah,
doesn't tell it right away what to do. It doesn't tell it like, okay, these are the criteria on which you have to grade. It just shows it an example,
yeah.
right? So it has to use a lot of its own reasoning and intelligence to understand why certain grade points were given at certain steps and come up with like a rubric for it. So ideally, we would say that these are not the right PDF. These are not the right examples. Uh, it should
But
not be used that way.
yeah,
Uh,
basically,
you know,
this is what we uploaded and given it this way. But if you give it a very short and up to the point thing, it can generate it immediately and more accurately. Okay.
and once you
So
save this rubric, I guess, you can obviously always edit these rubrics as well as part of the course.
you can
And then
see the rubrics are there over here. You can view and edit as well. You can add a descriptor or a criterion uh, over here at the end. Accordingly, if you want to more custom the thing. And also now, if you're building a practice test, I guess if Heather is here, Heather, you had that request that even a practice test should have access to calculator. So that is, yes, that is built and updated. Okay.
we are about time. We have definitely released a lot of things in recent times. So, but it gives you guys full flexibility to build a lot of other things that even we have not built, like all these AP courses or ACTs and other things. Uh, I guess we have deployed a lot of AI tools as well, and we are slowly expanding on what you can do with those things. So we will be kind of running this webinar. I think we haven't talked about journeys and monetizations. So we will definitely talk about that as well in coming time.
Yep. Thank
But
you. Thank you.
thanks, guys. But yeah, any question or any comment or anything, please reach out to us. I guess again, as we are rolling it out, we need more feedback at this stage to understand how your use cases are and whether or not, like, the current system is solving your use cases.
Yep. And anybody who has built a course or test, any feedback you want to share, we will get to hear the feedback as well as something we can be happy about or anything to learn about. Akshay, Heather, anybody want to share their experience building a course and question? Yep. Thank
Yeah, I mean, it was totally good, no doubt in it. That we built, the entire AP Computer Science A thing. So the experience was good. Only we had issues with the FAQs and everything, but later now you guys mentioned that you have sorted it out. So for the other APs that are ready, we'll get started with that and we'll update you. But good job, very good job. So congratulations to your team. All your hard work paid finally.
you.
No,
Thank you.
thank you. Yeah, no, FRQ, literally, like, just maybe today we
Mhm.
finally wrapped up, and there's still gonna be few issues. Uh, but yeah, like the whole loop around our system grading and providing feedback and
Mhm.
explaining why it did what it did. There were a lot of back and forth, but I think we have now agreed on a flow that you guys can see now as well. and test out as well. So I would say that please test it out. We think that it is working, and we are giving. I mean, we just saw in the demonstration as well. Like, if the rubric was not good, it obviously followed that rubric, and
Got
like,
it.
you know, like, even the solution was correct, but the rubric
Mhm.
was not correct, right? It
Yeah.
did not give the right grade, because it definitely realized that the rubric is asking me to grade on different like criterias.
Yeah.
So all those things are there. So at least AI is doing what it is being told. So you will have to kind of look at, you know, like, yeah, gather more feedback and understand different use cases.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All
We'll
right. Thank
send
you.
you the
Right,
next.
yeah. Thanks, guys, and yeah, take care. We'll like definitely we'll keep on running. So the next we'll talk about journeys and like the whole monetization part that we have right now rolled out. It's still in beta, but we will, like, you know, like help you understand, like, now that you have built a course and built these custom tests, how you can just grant everything in just one go, so that you're not doing on these one-on-one assignment. So but yeah,
Okay, guys.
thanks everybody for joining, and talk to you guys soon. Take
Thank
care.
you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.